Hello, we're the God Machine, and you're watching 120 Minutes, and we'll be on right after this commercial break.
Yeah. You're watching 120 Minutes, where I've been joined on this week's show by the God Machine, and we are here actually in North London. Though in fact, as you're watching at home, the God Machine will be in Germany this evening, but that's the wonder of technology for you.
Oh yeah,
and the way
it
all works out.
Time machine.
Now, the first thing I wanted to talk to you about, because we're going to actually take a look at you in some live performance in just a moment, but I know we've asked for a set list of you, and we can't have one because you don't have set lists, do you?
No, it's a bit more spontaneous than that, I'm afraid.
So what happens? You just go on.
Well, I don't know. It's just kind of
Not a jam, is it? We're not talking about a jam here, are we?
Well, I mean, it's quite free, but it's not. I mean, it's not all improvisation, but it's just because you never kind of know what the night's going to be like, really. You know.
Sure. So how do you work at it? Do you have a kind of loose idea? You must know some kind of idea.
No, we just decide we decide with what song we're gonna start the night with, and then you just kind of have to go with the energy, really.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of have to judge the audience and the reaction and just the kind of atmosphere of the night and of the venue, and I mean
things that you're feeling as well.
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of hard if you've had like a particularly traumatic experience or something to go out and just bash away for an hour and a half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe something else will express that, a little bit better than, you know what I mean? It's just, You just kind of have to go with your experiences, really.
So presumably you find your music material going into completely different planes and directions that you'd not experienced before.
Yeah, I mean the songs do that.
Yeah.
The songs are like that because I mean they're always changing so much. Sometimes a song will go on. I mean, like a gentle, soft song will go on for 20 minutes. When it's originally only 3 or 4 minutes. And a hard song may end up lasting 2 minutes when it's supposed to be an 8-minute song. It's just you just kind of have to.
It's a living experience.
Yeah, it's always growing.
Well, let's take a little piece of that living experience now on your screens. God Machine there on your screens live. Sweating.
That was hard.
No, bead of sweat on their foreheads. So one thing I must sort of bring up, really, I'm sure our viewers at home have noticed, but you are based in the UK, though in fact obviously you have American accents and you are Americans who reside in the UK, or do you not reside in the UK anymore? Or what happened? You're from San Diego originally.
Right, next question.
You don't like to talk about it. Well, you have to bring
All right, mate. You call me a bender.
You're based in London. How come you ended up being in London?
It was all by chance, really. I mean, people don't believe that, but I mean, we initially came over here to meet up with somebody, and that, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, didn't work out. And so we didn't really have any money, didn't have any instruments or anything. And
I mean, did you come to form
you
a
must
band?
have a hard job.
You were a band already before you came, is that correct? Or you?
It's weird because we had never we had been a band in San Diego, but we were a 4-piece. And when we left San Diego, we didn't bring any instruments or anything, and so we weren't exactly the God Machine when we got here. We were just kind of 3 people out for an experience more than anything. Do you know what I mean? Really, we didn't have instruments. That's all we had really was a bag of clothes.
Right. We ended up staying in Amsterdam for a while as well, which was quite an experience.
Well, previous to London or London?
Well, we got to London for a day and then
went
to Amsterdam for about a month.
Yeah. So when you actually settled down to, I tell you what, let's take a look. I'll talk to you in a moment about this.
Oh wait, we
I'm going to talk to you about
their song.
The music,
Quick, guys,
on stage first.
Here we go.
God Machine. stage and backstage. It's amazing how it happens.
That was a hard one.
Now I wanted to talk to you. We were just getting into the sort of coming to Europe and sort of the music started. So, how were you sort of pulling yourselves together? Were you taking vibes off the Europe music scene, or were you just completely separate to that? Would you say, or
taking vibes?
You know, were you taking vibes? Pointers.
Hey, a bit of hip talk there, boys. He's trying to fit in with California there.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No,
San Diego.
Were we taking what? Were we doing?
Were you affected by what was happening in Europe at that time? Would you say, or were you bringing in the American?
I think we were more affected by the three of us living in London and not really having anything and being in a completely different environment, you know, and just kind of only having each other. I know that sounds pansy, but I mean just not, you know, just kind of being alone, you know. That was more, I think that influenced our music and influenced us as people and kind of developed more than like the American thing or the English thing, you know, because really there wasn't, you know, we didn't really know what was going on, you know. We just kind of found ourselves here because, you know, there wasn't any other place for us to go. And after a while we decided to stay here, and that's kind of when we started to realize that, you know, I mean, because back then it was like the Manchester thing, you know, and it's just, you know, that's, yeah, you know, it really, I mean.
So did you feel separate to everything anyway, just by the nature of who you were and what you were in your circumstances? You weren't part of anything or feeling
in San Diego, we felt a bit separate, you know, when it was like the real LA glam thing when we were that four-piece. Yeah, and we didn't fit in there at all, you know. There was no question about going to LA. We just thought, forget that, you know. It's not where it's at.
Okay. Well, you're out on the road at this moment in time till the end of April here in Europe, working your way around the continent. Will you be going back to the States? Does that not particularly interest you anyway to play?
Well, I mean, probably, yeah, to play. I mean, it's kind of like our home, really, you know. But I don't know. We don't really have any ideas where we're going to be living or stopping. You know, it's kind of, it's up in the air, really.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, I wish you the best as you make your way around the continent.
Yeah. Cool.
Travel safe, and we'll check you out on stage now.
Yeah.